As the U.S. population ages, the need for caregivers is greater than it's ever been. For example, SeniorLiving.org reports about 53 million American adults provide care to family members or friends who have a chronic health condition or disability. Next month in Port Huron, a special event will be held to honor caregivers and to provide them with valuable resources and information. The keynote speaker at the event is Joan Lunden, the former co-host of ABC's Good Morning America. She is also an award-winning journalist, best-selling author, and dedicated caregiver advocate. She joins us now on Live in the D. Joan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, we're going to get right into it. Tell us about your own personal caregiving journey.
So my mom lives forever in California, and I, of course, moved across the country to New York to work for WABC TV in New York and later Good Morning America. So I was what you call a long-distance caregiver. I had my mom and my brother both in a condo living together. He suffered from all the complications of type 2 diabetes. So I was kind of taking care of both of them, flying back and forth across the country all the time. The problem with that is that you aren't around to see all the little things that are kind of the giveaways that say things aren't going so well. And I also think that when we go to visit our aging or our ailing relatives, we put blinders on. Quite honestly, let's face it, it's because we don't necessarily want to see all those things that are telling us that caregiving is at our doorstep. But boy, you got to take those blinders off and you have to go in and quite honestly be a snoop. Look in their cupboards in the kitchen. Is the food expired? What's in their refrigerator? You know, they change their tastes as they age and they eat less, and certain medications affect the taste of food. So there's so many seniors who are malnourished. They just lose the will to get up and cook their own dinner as well. But look for those stacks of mail that's unanswered. I mean, there are little things, and and make their environment as safe as you can. I used to take a whole purse full of the little night lights and I'd put them down the hallway. I'd make sure that there were no throw rugs that she could fall with. But and the other thing is that be prepared. Like, you never really know when it's coming your way. It's usually a phone call. Somebody took a fall. Have that family meeting. We always think about it, talk about it, but have the family meeting and ask them where all the important papers are, the deeds, the trusts, the wills, the mortgages, the car titles, and get all their important medical information. And, I always recommend something. Take your phone. These days you can do it on your phone. Sit them down and say, I want to know more about what life was like in this world when you were young. And ask them questions about when they were little, growing up, and how about when you were little and when they first met, your mom or dad. And once you get them talking, and of course, the older they are, I can tell you that it's those memories that they'll remember. They won't remember what they had for lunch, but they can remember things from long ago. And once you get them talking, that's when you can also ask them about their next chapter. Where did they think they want to be living? And eventually, like, give me a little sense of, how do you want to be buried? Where? Ask those questions while you can still get the answers.
But now, as we mentioned earlier, you will be in Port Huron next month. Tell us a little bit more about the event.
This is going to be a great event. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. It goes till about 4 in the afternoon. I'll be a speaker there, but they're going to have all these other activities. And there's going to be caregivers there and families, and there'll be seniors there and healthcare professionals. And they're going to have all kinds of expert-led discussions so that there'll be an opportunity to, immerse yourself in knowledge that will be important. But they also have cooking classes and all kinds of meditation, and it's kind of like a day off a little respite, because we know how important it is to caregive the caregiver, because caregiver burnout is a very real thing. And so if you are in that position that you're taking care of a loved one, just remember, they say that if you don't take care of yourself, the chances are that you will die younger than you should have, because you get so wrapped up in focusing on taking care of this other person that you forget that, you need to tender your own wellness.
Yes, and this is going to be a perfect opportunity for people to do just that. Joan Lunden, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.